What's good, YouTube? We back with another video. Today I don't even know how I found this, but today I got a video called Disturbing Things I Found on the Internet, Volume 11 by Lazy Masquerade. I don't know what to expect from this, you know. I don't know. It's just the title caught my interest. Oh, because I was thinking about, okay, I got a question. So, okay, you got pictures on your phone, right? Where do the pictures go after you delete them? Like, do it just? Is it like, I don't know. I don't even know how to add. That's the only question I got is where do the pictures go? I'm just stuck. I still haven't figured it out. Well, I read somewhere that the pictures go to the dark web and some other stuff, but I didn't really read too much into that. I just read the first sentence. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds okay. I can see that. And then I found this video, and I was like, oh, let's look at some disturbing things on the internet with y'all. So shit, we finna start it up. What the fuck? Is that the dark hole? Lazy Masquerade. Talk to me.
Bait and switch media. Whether you're familiar with the term or not, if you grew up in the golden age of the internet, then chances are you've fallen victim to it more than once. It's that classic trick of a link, video or website, promising one thing, and then delivering something else entirely. Usually something annoying, disgusting, disturbing, or even virus infested.
Too many times.
To give some examples, on the lighter end of the spectrum, we're talking things like rickrolling. The next tier up would be those seemingly innocent videos and flash games that gave us all our first heart attack. The KFC commercials, or the maze game.
You know, I ain't never... Oh, what the fuck? Anyways, back to this. I ain't never... You know, I knew something was always wrong with this back in the day. I'm like, bro, why is it zooming out on a car? And it always gave me, like, horror movie vibes when I very first seen it. So I'm like, yeah, something scary finna happen. I was always on the edge when this popped up. Well, when it first popped up. And then the maze one. Oops.
Be those seemingly innocent videos and flash games that gave us all our first heart attack. The KFC commercial.
I'm not gonna keep fixing that. But yeah, this terrified. Oh my god. Bro, I ain't gonna tell you that story, but you know, just know I had to change some pants that day.
Or the maze game, for instance.
I was terrified.
The next level above that would be the so-called unholy trinity of the internet: Goatsy, Tub Goal, and Lemon Party. But at the very top of that totem pole, Goatsy, Tub Goal, and Lemon Party.
I ain't never heard
But
that.
at the very top of that totem pole of depravity were websites like women'salliance.xyz. Created in October 2020 by notorious internet sadist Obok Meatgod, women'salliance.xyz disguised itself as a feminist blogging community with a landing page which read as follows. This website contains stories of female empowerment. Some of these stories may upset or offend sensitive users. This site is unsuitable for children. The moment users entered the site, their screens would forcibly switch to full screen mode. What followed was a grotesque video montage of women being tortured, mutilated, injected with various diseases, and literally slaughtered. In some of the most graphic scenes, maggots could be seen crawling out of their orifices, all while royal...
Who would think of making a... How would you think about making a page of that? Oh god, that's sick. That's sick word. Maggots coming out of it.
Oh Pretty Woman rang out on full blast in the background, a song no doubt chosen to mock the victims featured in the clips. Any attempt to leave the site would only reset the full screen function, and pressing any key on the keyboard would trigger a fake prompt
Bro.
asking if the user really
What the hell?
wanted to leave the site. Clicking OK would result in a barrage of alert boxes containing misogynistic threats backed by high-pitched static. I've even read reports that the site automatically turned each visitor's computer volume up to max, though I'm not actually sure if that's possible for websites to do these days. Still, if it did, then RIP to all the headphone users, I guess. Though not as popular as Obok's other shock site, Kekma, which honestly could be its own entry in a future video, Women's Alliance.xyz still garnered plenty of traffic through word of mouth, particularly on Discord servers, where morbid pranksters spammed the link and baited many unsuspecting victims. In Obok's words, he created Women's Alliance.xyz due to the lack of shock sites in the modern internet era.
No, you're
He since defended his creation, saying he gave all of his visitors a chance to turn back before clicking enter, and that although he could have infected their devices with malware, he chose not to. Most who fell for his trap are understandably less than forgiving though, given that many of those video clips remain seared into their minds to this day. Women's Alliance.xyz has since been taken down.
Thank you.
Though archive links to it do still exist, I strongly advise you don't go searching for them.
I won't. You ain't gotta
Trust
worry about
me,
that, big bro.
Some things are better left unseen.
Hey. After I seen Two Girls, One Cup, I ain't never went back looking for anything ever again. Bro. What's up with these freaky pictures?
It was the 16th of January, 2022, and family man Hubert Washam had just left his Alabama home to grab a bite to eat.
Okay.
It had been a perfectly normal day up until that point, with Hubert having spent most of it
That
at his
lady
8-mile
looked
residence with his family.
She's like a lady off TikTok.
But no
that I
more than
follow.
20 minutes after stepping out of his front door, Hubert received a frantic call from his autistic son, Desmond.
What the fuck?
Dad, Damien killed Mummy.
Huh?
Hubert's heart immediately sank. Damien was Hubert's younger son, a 23-year-old man who, in
Fucking
recent
YN.
weeks, had begun acting unusually, ranting about reptilian overlords, preaching about the Egyptian underworld, staring at the sun to absorb its energy, and sending links to his sisters in an attempt to convince them of his newfound beliefs.
Nigga was watching too much so Illuminati.
It was then
That's
that
not
Hubert
funny,
remembered
bro.
an item that Damien had recently purchased. A samurai sword. In a state of pure panic, Hubert rushed back to the small family home and found his wife of 30 years, Helen Nettles Washam, unresponsive on the floor.
Damn, bro.
There were 19 slashes to her head, neck,
Damn.
and arms. Realizing that she was already gone, Hubert then ran upstairs to check on the rest of his family. His other son, Desmond, had been lacerated, and his brother-in-law, George, was missing half of his face. Both were thankfully still alive, and they explained how Damien had attacked them with a katana before fleeing to an abandoned house nearby. After the police were alerted to his location, Damien took off in his 2000 Honda Accord, sword in hand, and led deputies on a chase that ended when spike strips immobilized his vehicle. He was swiftly apprehended and
So YN, what the fuck? What made you do this? What made you go, you know what? Today's the day to cut me some niggas. And you know, like, I'm finna make this into Ghost of Tsushima. Like, come on, bro. Why are you doing this?
charged with his mother's slaying, but was later found not guilty by reason of insanity. Up until that point, Damien had no prior run-ins with the law, and his social media pages showed no signs of him losing his grip on reality. Those who knew him best spoke of how normal and well-adjusted he was. But according to his father, between 4 and 6 weeks before the tragedy unfolded, Damien had fallen down a dark rabbit hole, having apparently been brainwashed by a mysterious online group that he had encountered in a Call of Duty lobby.
Bro, Call of Duty lobbies? Ooh, I can't even talk. Call of Duty lobbies? The ones I be in be wholesome sometimes. It's like 50-50. You get a wholesome lobby with people being nice, GGs, all that. And then it's the dark side. You getting called hard R's. You getting you just getting picked on for no reason. But in a group, bro, I don't know if I ever get into a Call of Duty group, bro. I just can't.
Mysterious
just
online
too
group
much for
that
me.
he had encountered in a Call of Duty lobby.
Yeah, nah. Call of Duty is a different level.
He had started listening to some crazy group of people, like a cult or something, Hubert told the media. We'd never had any problems out of him, and then all of a sudden, he started acting paranoid. A year and a half before Damien took his mother's life, a channel called the University of Cosmic Intelligence began uploading videos to YouTube. The man behind the account was Rashad Jamal White, an Atlanta-based rapper with convictions for battery,
He ain't. Doesn't he be on?
strangulation, and suffocation. He had also previously been charged in connection with a murder, but wasn't convicted. By late 2020, Rashad had turned over a new leaf and decided that rather than take from society, he was going to give back to it.
Okay.
And what he had to offer was his godly wisdom. Going by his New Age name, Divine Insight, the self-proclaimed prophet used his platform to wax lyrical about mysticism and conspiracy theories, warning his followers of government plots to control them. Among other things, Rashad alleges that NBA players are synthetic robots, that rainbows are stargates to alternate dimensions.
What? Did he just? NBA players are synthetic robots. That's hilarious. Only robot I can see is Kawhi Leonard, but I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Gengi. This shit crazy, bitch. That's good. Rainbow
human bodies
is
are
what?
avatars injected with these, warning his followers of government plots to control them.
Excuse me.
Among other things, Rashad alleges that NBA players are synthetic robots, that
Rainbows are
stargates to alternate dimensions, that human bodies are avatars injected with nanobot tech stargates to alternate dimensions, that human bodies are avatars injected with nanobot technology at birth, that birds are actually drones used to...
Okay, I believe in this one. Don't ask me why, but like, birds are weird. Birds, I don't know. There's just something about birds that's off to me. I can believe
on citizens.
Drones. Look at that. Why are you blinking sideways?
The Mississippi River is actually the Nile. That ancient Egyptian gods were actually aliens who once walked the earth. That the sun is the source of all human energy. And that clouds are government tools used to block its power, keeping people weak in energy. And that clouds are government tools used to block its power, keeping people weak and obedient. The crux of Rashad's philosophy, however, hinges on race. Specifically, that Caucasians are shape-shifting reptilians, while Black and Latino people are spiritually enlightened gods and goddesses chosen by divine forces. In the past, he's preached about how their blue-skinned ancestors had once wielded immense spiritual power before, quote, losing their frequency and being subjugated. Despite being as convincing as a Zuckerberg smile, the teachings of cosmic intelligence struck a chord with many people, particularly the disenfranchised, marginalized, and frankly gullible. With so many people in the modern era lacking a sense of meaning and purpose in life, Rashad was able to amass a worryingly large fanbase, with over 200,000 people subscribing to his YouTube channel, 150,000 to his TikTok, and 105,000 to his Instagram page. Visiting the group's website, Rashad claims to have founded his online university to enlighten and illuminate the minds of carbonated beings. But if we look a little deeper beneath the surface, it becomes quite apparent that cosmic intelligence is just like every other cult.
A scam.
In other words, a get-rich-quick scheme masquerading as a spirit.
$333.33? And it's valid for a year. Man, get out of here. Bro, you get the same package in both of these. What's the point? Might as well just get this. Bro, you're just a scammer.
The guru's most arcane knowledge is predictably locked behind a paywall. If you want access to Rashad's daily live lectures, for example, then you'll need to purchase one of his university's very reasonably priced subscription packages. But why waste your time with the gold and blue packages when you could go straight to Violet? As he's keen to tell you, it's the best seller, the cheapest package, and a money saver. For the low price of $333.33, you not only get a year's access to live lectures, but also unlock all sorts of exciting goodies, like a 9% coupon off Rashad's merch store. After all, who wouldn't want to buy one of these amazing artifacts, especially with such an attractive refund policy? Despite being an obvious scam, the University of Cosmic Intelligence's subscriber count has continued to grow. Rashad's followers aren't simply fans though. Many are disciples, devout believers who refer to him as God and spend thousands of dollars to finance his lifestyle. For example, prior to slaying his mother, Washam had reportedly spent $5,000 on crystals from his merch store. But just as his popularity and bank balance began to skyrocket, Rashad was arrested yet again, this time for SAing the child of his ex-girlfriend, Darshell Smith. He was convicted in 2023.
No way. Y'all is preaching just for you to be a weirdo.
And a Georgia judge handed him an 18-year prison sentence with an additional 22 years probation. For some, this marked the end of their faith in him, but for others, it only cemented their loyalty. An online petition titled "Justice for Rashad Jamal"
So he SA'd somebody, and they making a petition for him to get out. And 10,000
quickly gathered thousands of signatures, with his followers stating that the legal case against him was a deliberate effort to suppress his spiritual power. Two members who signed the petition were Yasmin Hyder and Crystal Pinkins, an unlikely duo who had met through Cosmic Intelligence. Prior to becoming members, Yasmin, then 20, was a former college student in Oklahoma, and Crystal, 36, a certified health aide in Tennessee. Both came from tight-knit families who described them as ordinary and well-adjusted women. That is, before they began engaging with Cosmic Intelligence posts on social media sites. By August 2022, the pair had seemingly abandoned their past lives and took to traveling around the country together, living off-grid in makeshift campsites as per Rashad's teachings, free from government surveillance and isolated from their support networks. On August 14th of that same year, the duo found themselves completely out of money, having given most of what they had to Rashad. But that mattered not, for as he had taught them, the laws of the US don't apply to them, and so they could simply take whatever they wanted. As such, Yasmin and Crystal formulated a plan, one that would have dire consequences. That afternoon, Michaela Paulus and her boyfriend Adam Simji, both students at the University of Central Florida, were driving through Talladega National Forest, a final getaway before the start of the fall semester. As they made their way along a particularly quiet stretch of road, they came upon a young woman, flagging them down for assistance. That woman was Yasmin Hyder. Posing as a stranded motorist, Yasmin asked the young couple for help jump-starting her vehicle. Adam and Michaela decided to be good Samaritans and spent an hour trying to get Yasmin's car started, searching for YouTube tutorials and even calling Adam's mechanic father to figure out a possible solution. After checking the coast was clear, Yasmin pulled a firearm on the unsuspecting couple and demanded that they hand over their keys, cell phones, and bank cards. Not wanting any trouble, Michaela and Adam complied, but when Yasmin ordered them to walk into the woods, it became disturbingly apparent that they were about to be executed. In an effort to protect his girlfriend, Adam drew his concealed firearm and fired 4 shots at Yasmin, hitting her 3 times in the chest and once in the leg.
Yes, sir.
Yasmin returned fire, hitting Adam once in the back.
Damn.
Michaela was a nursing student, and she desperately tried to save Adam while Yasmin called out to her accomplice, Crystal, who'd been watching everything from the tree line. But rather than help, Crystal abandoned her comrade and fled deeper into the woods. Adam lived for another 20 minutes after being hit. Unfortunately, it took paramedics 30 minutes to arrive at the scene, by which point Adam had succumbed to his wound. Another life lost to members of cosmic intelligence. Yasmin, on the other hand, survived the ordeal and was quick to give up her traitorous accomplice, Crystal. The authorities later found the 36-year-old hiding at a nearby base camp where she and Yasmin had been living in tents. Crystal's 5-year-old child emerged from one of them, armed with a loaded shotgun. Thankfully, the authorities were able to disarm the boy without further incident. While searching the area for evidence, officers encountered several more tents that belonged to other members of cosmic intelligence. After making a full recovery, Yasmin Hyder took a plea deal and received a 35-year sentence for ending Adam's life. In exchange, she testified against her co-conspirator, Crystal Pinkins. Despite not pulling the trigger herself, Crystal was determined to have been the mastermind behind the plot and was given a life sentence. Despite cosmic intelligence now being linked to 2 slayings, there was nothing that directly implicated its leader, Rashad, and as such, he faced no further legal charges. And even with its leader behind bars, the University of Cosmic Intelligence continues to live on, with old clips and new jailhouse recordings being posted to the group's YouTube channel.
This nigga said, I miss you, man. I'm crying right now. I was vibrating high. It fell into a low vibration. God, you touched my soul. Pause.
Uploaded by one of Rashad's disciples. Reading through some of the top comments, it's clear that he still has a zealous, growing fanbase. The internet has dramatically expanded the reach and influence of cults, making it easier than ever for them to attract and recruit new followers, especially when a growing number of people are now terminally online and yet desperate for connection. Through social media platforms, forums, and websites, prophets like Rashad can quickly disseminate their message to a global audience, often targeting vulnerable individuals seeking community or purpose. Algorithms that promote echo chambers only amplify their influence, and those who fall prey to the teachings of these influencer gurus often don't realize the dangers they're putting themselves in.
Bro, where do you find these pictures at? I mean, these videos. This shit creepy as hell. What the fuck? What do you... Anyways.
In August 2023, at least 6 members of Cosmic Intelligence disappeared from St. Louis. They haven't been seen or heard from since.
Broke the key, Tachi. My fault. What's it say?
While browsing the Internet Mystery subreddit, I stumbled upon a post asking about a suspicious TikTok account. One whose owner has uploaded hundreds of bizarre videos over the span of a year and a half. Looking through them, you'll quickly notice some recurring themes.
Oh god.
Buddhist iconography, photos of anonymous women, and ball-joint dolls arranged in strange positions. All of the videos are backed by surreal, avant-garde music created by the account owner himself. But the most concerning thing to be found on the account are undoubtedly clips.
This nigga is walking up recording at...
like these. Videos in which the account holder films unsuspecting women through their windows, either while their backs are turned or while they're asleep.
And he don't cover his face. Yeah. Look at his hair. Yeah. He's weird. Bro, your senses ain't going off, bro. Oh, no.
Reddit.
Somebody find him and put him down. I ain't gonna lie. Got you. Why? Why are you doing this? You're weird.
It had a field day with this one, drawing comparisons between this account and Mr. Sleepy People, the ex-YouTuber who went around licking the eyeballs of sleeping, or more likely sedated, friends and acquaintances.
Yeah.
Many people do seem to get a kick out of filming unconscious people.
I know that now. It's wonderful. She's sleeping on straight stomach, arms. I know she's
people without their knowledge or consent, and then sharing their video creations for other somnophiles to enjoy. and this account was certainly attracting some strange followers. Others have brought up the possibility of
what does that say?
certainly attracting some strange followers.
What? Oh, facts. What is that? Is that dead wife? Like, bro, what?
Others have brought up the possibility of this being an elaborate ARG, or, more worryingly, the video diary of a wannabe serial killer. Indeed, many of the videos are captioned with ominous messages, like, "need to kill." However, you'll notice I haven't given out the name of the account holder, and that's because I personally don't think there's any mystery to solve here. I'm confident that the man behind the account is mentally unwell, and that the women featured are friends and relatives.
What?
Using subtle clues found in some of the videos, Reddit user Horseballs1998 was able
That's
to
a
pinpoint
hard
the
name.
exact building that the account holder lives in. An apartment complex on the outskirts of Tampere, Finland, designed for seniors aged 63 and up. There were some videos where he films
How did
outside
you
his
know
window.
that?
You can see a sign to a university building. I don't want to dox him and say the exact place. As for the senior housing, I just googled his address and looked at a listing for an apartment in that building. You might need to know some Finnish for this if you want to research. I don't know if Google Translate is accurate. As to why he's doing this, my guess is Alzheimer's, or some sort of disability. Perhaps inspired by this discussion on Reddit, another user made a post on r/internet mysteries about a similar YouTube account. One which, in my opinion, is far more sinister. Rahmad Yunus Alfian.
What
On
did you
October
just
3rd
say?
of this year, user NoPay2356 posted the following. Weird YouTube channel filming sleeping women through door. Her face is covered for some reason. On this channel there are multiple strange videos and shorts showing a woman sleeping, and even another person laying next to her in one video. The man seems to be filming through the keyhole of the door, and it seems like the woman is sensing his presence, considering her disturbed sleep and the fact that she wakes up multiple times. If anyone can find further information about this man, and possibly inform local
Through the
authorities.
peephole? The keyhole of the door. Nigga. What the fuck? The keyhole, nigga? Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Some people don't deserve to, you know. I know people be like, everybody deserves a life. No, they don't. Certain people don't, like this nigga. Whoever No Pay talking about, cause what the fuck, nigga, you're weird. Weird ass nigga. You need help, or you need to not.
I would greatly appreciate it. As detailed by NoPay, Rahmad
bro,
Yunus
look at
Alfian
this.
is an Indonesian YouTuber with several POV videos on his channel, ones in which he secretly films a sleeping couple in the dead of night. Whether Rahmad knows the subjects or not is unclear, though the title of this particular video, Tekan Kabul, translates to pervert in English, so it's safe to say that Rahmad is well aware what he's doing is wrong. Even more worrying is that he's posted other videos of this same household to his account, which appear to have been filmed on separate nights, meaning he's repeatedly targeted this same couple on multiple occasions. In this instance, I think the connection to Mr. Sleepy People is far more apt, given that Rahmad's account definitely revolves around somnophilia, an attraction to the unconscious. While it's unclear what drives this desire, it likely stems from a feeling of control or power over a vulnerable person. In response to these videos, the Reddit community quickly mobilized to track Rahmad down. Looking through some of his other videos, which include his work van, Reddit user Pacosi was able to narrow down that search. Based on his other videos, I think he lives in Medan, North Sumatra, and he works as a locksmith. I tried to track down the phone number, and it belongs to someone named Martin, maybe his boss. It also reveals the address of his workplace. I'll see if I can report it to the authorities, but since I live on a different island, the best I can do is submit the information to the Cybercrime Police Department. Although, knowing the Indonesian police, they probably won't take this case seriously.
That's crazy.
Indeed, it's likely that Rahmad knows he won't face any serious consequences, seeing how he's left his phone number in several video titles. Unfortunately, the internet has given rise to a growing trend of people exploiting the sleeping, unsuspecting, and vulnerable. Non-consensual voyeurs have found a home online, where people with these disturbing inclinations can find communities that normalize their behavior.
Bro, golly.
In the past, individuals with such urges would have likely kept them hidden, fearing judgment or ostracism. Now, online forums and networks allow them to connect anonymously with one another, offering them shadowy spaces to trade videos and further validate their actions, to the point where some don't even bother to hide their identities at all. And with such people out there, I can say one thing with certainty. I'll be keeping my curtains tightly closed at night from now on.
Eyeballs? Searching for Uncanny Danny.
This is Danny. Say hi, Danny. If you've sent or received a GIF in the past couple of months, you've probably seen her face pop up on your mobile device. Thing is, she only appeared recently, and yet seems to have paid everyone.
I'm scared.
A welcome, or perhaps unwelcome visit in a short space of time, leaving many people wondering, who is this woman in these GIFs? Where do they come from? And why are they suddenly everywhere? Let's try and get to the bottom of this one. The main tool used to find and share GIFs is Giphy, the second largest search engine in the world in terms of total searches. It's what you use to find GIFs on WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all the other main social networks really. So that's probably the best place to start our investigation. Heading over to Giphy.com, we can see that our mysterious friend is officially called Uncanny Danny, a fitting name. We can also see that her GIFs have racked up an impressive 1.8 billion views, confirming that she's not just being shared around by a small subculture of horror enthusiasts. Danny is indeed everywhere. Aside from that, there's little else to go on here. No links to her creators, no explanation about the purpose of the GIFs themselves, no information on why they were made, no backstory to the character, nothing really. So I dug a little deeper. I wanted to know how it was possible for a character with no known origin to consistently appear at the top of GIF searches. To figure that out, we need to know how Giphy's algorithm works. According to riseat7.com, when you upload a GIF to Giphy, you can add up to 10 hashtags to help people find it. Choosing relevant and commonly used tags will, logically, help your creation reach more people. GIFs with words typically rank higher than those without. It's clear that Danny's creator knew how to play the game, attaching her to commonly searched phrases in both English and Spanish.
There's something about her that just ughs me, like, ugh. You know what I mean? It's just ew. It's probably the top and the bottom got the color on it. Make it look like you got one big long eyeball. I mean, what's the thing called? The circle of your eye. Irises, I think.
But simple searches like "go to sleep" and "I miss you" already have thousands of GIFs, and many more ordinary ones to choose from at that. The Uncanny Valley is something that appeals to me, and given the nature of this channel, probably most of you too, and we'd probably all send these as some sort of dark joke and see the funny side.
Look at you, bro. What makes you think of this, like, this would be hard on GIF, or whatever you want to call this?
But in my experience, the average person doesn't appreciate things like this. So why did Danny suddenly dominate in such oversaturated search markets when her competition was already well established and, frankly, far more normal? The mystery surrounding these GIFs has given rise to rumour and conspiracy. The more cynical believe that Danny's a marketing tool, a way to drum up interest for an upcoming TV show or movie. A quick Google search of Uncanny Danny did lead me to this gentleman, Danny Robbins, an English broadcaster who has a paranormal investigation show called Uncanny. The name links up, and his hair is kind of similar to our Danny's, sure, though aside from that, there isn't much connecting the two. He's male, she's female, and none of the GIFs reference his show in any way. Other people have started giving Danny the creepypasta treatment, labeling her gifts as cursed images and optic hazards. Once you've set eyes on Danny, she'll come pay you a good night visit in the near future. Well, a good 20% of the world is already doomed then. You lot included. Sorry guys. Finally, there are those who say that Danny is just a cool art project that caught on precisely because it's different, fun, and a little spooky. And having looked into her origin, I thankfully can confirm that to be the case.
Bro, what the fuck?
While chasing
That nigga had bloody hands? He did.
I thankfully can confirm that to be the case.
Bro, there's a lot going on in this.
While chasing leads, I came across this Instagram post by Miss Gory FX. Somehow the Uncanny Danny section of Giphy has 1.5 billion
Put an
views.
effect on your voice.
I guess the uncertainty and the purgatory of the stale, unsettling backrooms is feeling oddly relevant. Model at Very Human. Senior art/creative director at Parker S. Jackson. Hair and makeup artist at Miss Gory FX. Special thanks to the Giphy crew for bringing me on board for this one. Would you follow Danny into the backrooms?
Hell no.
Eureka. This one post, made by the shoot's hair and makeup artist, gave us all of the information we've been searching for. The model playing our favourite backrooms entity is Laura Drummerick, aka Very Human, an actor and creative performer who's been in some interesting projects. The GIFs were commissioned by Giphy themselves and directed by California-based artist Parker S. Jackson. Checking out Mr. Jackson's Instagram page, I was pleasantly surprised to find some mind-blowing, blood-curdling artwork that he's created. Everything here is just such a treat. I'm particularly fond of old Egbert here. Looking a bit deeper into Parker S. Jackson's work history, we can see that he was a concept artist for Jordan Peele's movie Nope, was the co-creator of the Found Footage Art Collective, and currently works as creative director at Giphy Studios. And that explains why the GIF was able to become so popular so quickly. So, Danny was the brainchild of a creative mind, and we can definitely say that her origin has been found. And still, her sudden prevalence has been a fun little anomaly, and it's nice seeing all the myths and backstories people have been sharing around about Danny's sudden infamy. And now that we know she's from the backrooms, hopefully we can get some more official, or maybe even unofficial lore. And if not, well, I'm sure many of us will be seeing Danny in our dreams later anyway. Well, I'm sure many of us will be seeing Danny in our dreams later anyway.
Why am I watching this? Shout out to people, bro. That's disturbing things on the internet. They were disturbing, bro. I don't know what the fuck. Very, very disturbing, especially Danny and the TikTok spiritual nigga. Yeah, disturbing. TikTok dude wasn't even disturbing. It was just crazy. There's people out here that really get attached to other people, other influencers and creators, to the point they think that that person is God and they'll do anything for him type shit. And the nigga don't even know you for real. He just know you by your online persona somewhat. And making a petition for a nigga that S8 a girl is crazy. A little girl at that. Like, come on, bro. Somebody, come on, bro. Yeah, man. It's in the video. If you want more videos like that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see y'all boys in the next video. Peace.
I got a bubble coat to match the kicks. I gave my partners choppers tryna blitz. I got a bougie hoe that got a bitch. I got Call of Duty guns that got a switch. I sip a lot of syrup, I got a pistol. Bro strapped with a rod but don't know how to fish. I'm shining a lot of diamonds on my fist. I just spent a lot of dollars on my fit. Yeah, go get the check for my son and daughter. So every day I'm trying to get paid. We hit the streets and we flood. We just like Baby and Doug, how them young niggas get paid.